Yours just, oh, okay. So once you sit down, we'll all just pause for a minute and...
All right. Jesse, Hope, thank you both for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome. So today we are going to be clarifying your sexual relationship. So this is kind of just to be able to have you both be more on the same page about what you each think sex is, what it should be, what it shouldn't be, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Because a lot of times sexual anxiety can kind of creep up and affect our relationship and our sex if we're not both on the same page. So by kind of talking about this, you guys openly discussing this, and kind of not keeping it under the rug, hopefully some of that anxiety will subside. So, let's see. Hope, I'm going to start with you. So question number 1. What does sex mean to you, and what role should sex play in your relationship?
Well, to me, sex is about, that bond as a couple, that intimate, close relationship, sharing emotions. Really for me, sex is about strengthening a bond and getting that passion from each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Okay.
that's how I view sex.
Great. And quick note, Hope, at the end there, you kind of spoke directly to Jesse, and I think that's a great idea. So if you can kind of both do that from now on, that would be great. Because the whole point of this is just for you both to discuss this. I'm kind of here just to facilitate.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome job. So Jesse, same to you. What do you think sex means to you, and what role should it play in your relationship?
For me, it's more just feel good,
Mhm.
that pleasure. That's kind of what I get out of it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Short and concise. There we go. So, Hope, it sounds like for you, it's more sex is about like an emotional connection, really bonding on a deep level with Jesse. And Jesse, it seems for you that it's more, you really like the pleasure that you get from it, right?
Yep.
Both valid points. And hopefully that'll help you kind of both understand where you're coming from more. So next question. Jesse, I'm going to start with you on this one. So do you agree that there is more than one kind of sex?
Yeah, I mean, like she said, she likes the emotional thing. So sometimes, Valentine's Day, anniversary, stuff like that.
Mhm.
It'll take a little bit longer, but I'm oftentimes just as happy with the quickie,
Mm-hmm.
or even not even necessarily with intercourse, with like blowjob or something.
Okay, great. Hope, same question to you. Do you agree that there's more than one kind of sex?
I mean, I do, but again, whether it be, a quickie, as Jesse said, or oral sex, or intercourse, I'm still looking for that, emotion. I mean, for me, I have a hard time just, viewing sex as a physical release. And I understand people are different, but just me personally, I look for that, that connectedness.
Okay, great. So I see a couple themes coming up again. So you're both on the same wavelength in terms of you both agree that there are multiple kinds of sex. I'm also hearing that you're both open to trying different things, whether it's a quickie, whether it's, long passionate sex on Valentine's Day, as you said. But the fact that you're both being flexible, even if your underlying, pleasure is different, you really like the physical feelings you get, the pleasure. Hope, it seems like you really like the emotional connection. It's good to kind of recognize that even though you're coming from different places in terms of that kind of pleasure, you're both still looking for it with each other. And again, try to focus with each other if you could.
Okay. Well, I mean, thinking realistically, after having kids and, a job and taking care of the house, I see that, the classic, sex kind of dying down as, time goes on. And that's not what I want. But, and I denied that it would happen when we first got married. I thought, oh, not us. But, it seems to kind of have been just the way of life.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I mean, I do hope that, we can rekindle the fire or, get that spark back and that passion, in my sense. And, you know, I do want to have sex more often, and because it makes me feel close to him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay, great. Jesse, same to you.
Well, I mean, we've been married 10 years, and you know, it's not like somehow we could improve our sex life.
Sure.
So it takes a little more work than it did when we first met each other in the first few years.
Right, right. And great points on both ends. And I think the fact that you both recognize that things did go down in terms of frequency of sex, that's very normal actually for couples. Whether you're 20 years old or you're 60. You know, if you start dating, we kind of have a lot of sex. And then over the period of a couple months, a couple years even sometimes, it will slowly go down and you kind of find that equilibrium. So what you're describing is very normal actually for couples, but the fact that you both seem to be on the same page again of wanting to have more sex for whatever reason. Hope for you to be more emotionally connected to Jesse. Jesse, for you, you love sex, man. I mean, that is what it is. There you go. I think those are both very valid points, and it's kind of a common theme, again, which is good with couples. So we can work towards that common theme. Okay?
okay.
So great job, guys.
Thank
Do you feel as though you're kind of clarified a little bit where you each stand in your sexual relationship at all?
I think just communicating about it, because it's such a taboo subject. It's just
Sure.
awkward. Come from a very traditional family, and just,
Mhm.
we don't talk about this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I kind of knew where he was coming from.